Hello and welcome back to Justin Talks Villa live phone in on a Monday night. Pleased everybody is in the chat. Get talking away. It is great to be back. So we have done two of these now. The planned Monday one, which was last Monday, and the unplanned last minute decision to go live with the, I think it was Thursday night, but the days are just blending into one at the moment, which I think on probably second thought probably shouldn't have done that one. I should have just let this breathe on a Monday night for a few weeks before attempting to throw extra ones in. So hopefully I have tested the good evening, Leanne. Evening, Ange. I've tested the phone line pre-coming on. My daughter's been phoning me for the last 10 minutes. So it's all working. So pray to God when it goes live, we will be all good to go with the phone calls and we'll have no issues tonight, which would be absolutely fantastic. So let's go over the evening's itinerary. So we have got a quiz and we've got a prize. Also, last week's prize, which I forgot to do on Monday, nobody has come forward to claim it. So I was looking for the name. I'm going to have to go back and have a look at Wednesday's or Thursday's episode to double check who it was. I can't remember who. So I'm going to give them another week to claim the prize. So I'll put it out on social media. If anybody can remember who it was, then please shout out. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. So, quiz. Tonight's prize is a good prize, I think. It is a book by Ivan McDowell. Now, this guy, Ivan, has been a regular on the Up the Villa. He did quite a few things on that. He's a really good writer, and it influenced him to write this book about, he's about the same age as me. So he wrote this book all about the 93 to 96 Coca-Cola Cup wins, and it's a really, really nice book. So whoever wins the quiz wins the book. I'll send it out to them. Right. One very important fact on the quiz, which I've added, is when we do the first clue and the second and the third, however long it goes for, could I ask nobody in the chat room to say the answers? It is a pure phone in only, so we don't want to give any clues away. So if nobody gets it from the, how many clues have we got? I'm being very hopeful here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 clues, so that's potentially 8 callers, and I think it gets easier and easier as we go. So hopefully, somebody will get it. But please, if you can, don't call out in the chat, because I thought it'd just make it a bit more interesting. So that's the quiz. So we'll do that as we proceed with the evening. Right, one of the calling topics is pre-season now is pretty much well and truly underway, especially with the Frankfurt game. So that was a big one for me, the start of it. I know we had the 2 other games with the Warsaw friendlies, but they were mainly kids. So I'm classing the Frankfurt game as we've started. So essentially we've got 19 days until we kick off against Newcastle. That's just over 2.5 weeks. So I'm asking the callers tonight. The tracking keeps going off. I think it's my hand gestures. I'm asking the callers tonight, what are your season's expectations? Now, it's not your predictions. Don't predict where you think we're going to finish. This is purely where you would be happy with this season. So league, cup competitions, given the summer we've had, given where we are currently sitting, where would you be happy to see us be at the end of the season? Be realistic. You know, we know we've had a tough summer, but we have retained, as it stands, all of the squad. So we'll go into it, all right, albeit the loan players we haven't replaced that we had last season. just give me where you genuinely think we sit at the Villa at the moment come next season. Okay. Then we'll have a chat about if anybody wants to talk about the Frankfurt game, if anybody stayed up to watch it, any pluses and minuses, positives and negatives on the game. Who do you think played well? Who do you think wasn't that great? Who would you like to see more of? How do you think the formation went, the tactics went? Do you see us changing anything? Do you see us evolving into a different type of team or style or formation? So that'll be an interesting topic to talk about. And then we're also going to do now Ange is in the chat right now. She's the unofficial PR of Justin Talks Villa. So, Ange, if you're listening, this is a job for you. Okay, so get yourself a pen and paper, piece of paper and a pencil, whatever is your preferred choice of writing. Over the next few weeks, Justin Talks Villa and our Monday night gang are going to compile a Villa squad, our favourite Villa squad, positional wise, of all time. So each week we're going to have one position. We'll start with goalkeeper, work our way through the 11. Then we'll talk about managers, and then we'll put a five-team substitute bench of like players that we haven't managed to get into the 11 who are notable mentions. So tonight we're going to start with, and by the end of this stream, we're going to have nailed our goalkeeper. Angie's in. She's in. So, Ange, what I need you to do is keep an eye on the chat and try and note down everybody's goalkeeper suggestion. Who do you think is genuinely Villa's best goalkeeper? And you can go back as far as you want if you have watched 50s, 60s, 70s. Just put the name, maybe just one sentence why you think, and we'll get Ange to compile the list of how many people have said which goalkeeper. And at the end, we will, whoever has got the most mentions, and we'll also compile if Ange can keep an eye. Sorry, Ange, about this. I've dropped this on you tonight. If Ange can keep an eye also on the callers, we'll add the callers in as well. So we'll ask there. Because obviously there's a big debate about Emi Martinez. Where does he rank at Aston Villa? So that's an interesting one. So throw your comments and your oh dear, done me seat. I always do that one, the wrong one. Throw your favourite goalkeeper of all time in the group chat, and we'll get Ange to have a look. And then at the end of the night, we'll have our goalkeeper of our Justin Talks Villa 11. Right. I think that covers it. So, shall we open up the phone lines and see if we can actually have a smooth transition into the phone-in? So here we go. Phone line is open. Will anyone call? And will it actually work first time of asking? And we'll need a round of applause if it does. Okay, so we've got a few in the chat. Oh, we've got a phone straight away. Oh, it's positive because I'm hearing it through my headphones. Can this be a first? Can we have... Hello, caller.
Hello.
Okay, so we've got a few in the chat. Luca, can you just turn your telly down? I've never had this problem before.
I'll do that now.
Good lad. Right, we're going to have one of these. Wait there, Luca. Hallelujah. First time of asking, the phone line has worked straight off. That is tremendous. Appreciate you phoning in, Luca. I know you tried it really hard the other day to get in. It was an absolute nightmare. So we'll start with, how are you, my friend? You okay?
Good.
Good lad. Right. Pre-season, not predictions. I don't want to say we're going to finish fourth. What are your expectations for this season?
I don't know. I'd hope we'd finish position.
Say that again. I missed that. Sorry.
But I hope we finish in a good position. I'd be happy if we get to the final.
Yeah. Any particular competition you would like to get to the final of?
and Europa League.
Europa League. Yeah, I think that's a realistic one because of Unai Emery's track record in that competition. So league position or what? I know I said I don't want a position, but where would you be happy with us finishing? Where, obviously we all want to finish in the top 4 Champions League. I get that. But what position do you think, where we would finish, where you'd say, okay, that's okay for where we are?
With the squad currently,
yeah,
I'd be happy with top 7.
So around 7th. So roughly where we was last season.
Yeah.
No, I think that's fair. I mean, given the clubs at the top, the established elite, as you call them now, I suppose, the Chelseas, the Manchester Uniteds, the Arsenals, that they all seem to be spending a lot of money. I mean, Man United have got a lot of positions to catch up on, haven't they? But Arsenal spending big, City have spent big, Liverpool have spent humongously. So we are going to be. It's going to be a struggle to break into that top 4 again. Hopefully, 5th might be good enough again for Champions League. So we might get there, but definitely, when you think about it, 7th is roughly where I would hope a lot of fans are realistic in their expectations. So I think you started it off well, mate. I agree with you. You still there?
Yeah. Hopefully, we win Europa League and get back in.
Yeah, I mean the Europa League would be a great entry into the Champions League again, wouldn't it? So that's a sort of backdoor entry into it. So that'd be absolutely fantastic. So
got to be 3rd time lucky winning something.
Well, we're due a winning something, aren't we? I said this last season. Villa as a club as a whole are definitely due a winning something, and I think this squad and Unai Emery and the owners as well, to be honest, deserve some kind of silverware for me. So hopefully this will be the year we'll get it right. Who would you class, Luca, as your favourite, best ever Villa goalkeeper? Let's throw your hat into the ring on this one.
Got to be Emmy, because I'm not playing any of the relegation.
Now, how far back do you go, Luca? When did you first started watching the Villa?
Probably 2014.
Oh, so about 11 years, 12 years, yeah. So I think that's a good shout. So we'll stick, if I'm sure she's listening, and we'll stick one down for Emmy there, please, Ange. Thanks, Luca. Anything else you want to say? Did you watch the Frankfurt friendly?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I thought we played well in the first 20.
Yeah.
And then they decided to make it into a proper and decided to try and tackle everyone. And
yeah, well, he was a good friendly to play. He's a good.
I think he's like a good number 2. His kicking's really good, like passing and
his distribution was fantastic. I think a lot of people now can see why he was so high up on the list of players to come in and as a number 2. And I think he could challenge, couldn't he?
I think when he gets used to our players more, he'll be able to make them really good lines a bit more.
Absolutely, mate. Right, do you want to have a go at the quiz? Sorry, mate. Do you want to have a go at the quiz?
Yeah,
right.
I'll have a go.
Unfortunately, because you're the first caller, you're going to get the hardest clue, Lucas. So it's better sometimes to wait a bit later, but we'll learn. People will learn this as we go through. But if you get it off this, it's going to be fantastic, okay? So this is the first clue. Right, you get 10 seconds to think about it. So don't just shout out the answer. Have a think, okay?
Yeah.
The first clue is he scored 3 goals for Aston Villa. Right. What's your answer?
Now I see why
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. First clue is hard. I'm sorry. That's the way the quiz goes. If you get it, it's great. Just have a stab. Go
on. This is hard.
If you can't think of anyone, it's fine. We'll move on. It's fine. Honestly, don't worry. Don't put any pressure on yourself, mate. Honestly.
No, move on.
No problem. Well, Luca, thanks for phoning in again, mate.
Yeah, I'll do again Monday.
Okay, mate. Speak to you soon.
And you.
See you, buddy. Right. My God, it worked. Absolutely fantastic. Right. Phone line is free if anybody wants to phone in, and you've had your first clue now as well. So, scored 3 goals for Aston Villa. Right. Second caller is en route. Let's just connect them. Hello.
Hi, Justin.
Who's this?
It's Will and Dylan.
Will and Dylan, the first ever callers down in
Yes.
history as the first ever callers. How are you guys? You're
He's feeling
okay?
a bit shy today, so he says he doesn't want to talk. But I reckon
No,
if you
it's
ask
fine.
him, he will.
Absolutely fine, Dylan. You sit in the background, just laugh at your dad. It's absolutely
Oh,
fine.
don't let him off, Justin.
No, well, we'll see how we get on. He maybe can come on and answer the quiz at the end if he wants to.
Yes, yeah.
Right. How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, all good, man. All good.
Good.
Yeah,
Right.
good.
First question of the evening. What is your expectations of next season? Not your predictions.
To be honest with you, I reckon my expectations are probably quite in line with it. I reckon it's funny actually because I'd take top 6, but I'd be disappointed with 7th. There's such a between the two.
Yeah.
How I'd be all right with 6th, but gutted with 7th. So that would be top 6. And again, it's how many seasons have we said this for? I just want a cup, mate. I don't care which one it is.
I'm totally on with you. I just want.
I was watching Newcastle.
Yeah,
kind of
special,
go
isn't it?
a little bit overboard for the League Cup. My kind of, I don't know, critical part of me thought, oh, they're making a song and a dance of this. And I thought, oh, do you know what? We'd be exactly the same.
But they've had a longer wait than us, haven't they, mate? You know, the amount of time
I
they've waited for a trophy,
yeah.
I think they were more than, you know, I don't mind it at all. I think football for me is about winning things and having those days out at Wembley. And
I don't begrudge it to Newcastle
No.
either. I feel like I quite enjoy the rival we've got with them. But actually, I think we're kind of cut from a similar, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, we're a big club. We've historically won a lot of things. I know people get fed up with us talking with history, but ultimately history is what makes your club. And Villa are a behemoth of English football that have won everything going. But we've been definitely starved of glory and silverware and trophies over the last few years. So I think it would be nice just to throw another day out of Wembley. I mean, you know, everybody, the recent fans, so the younger fans, that day out of Wembley when we beat Derby and got promoted, it was just sensational, you know, and those are the days that you remember forever. And yes, finishing 4th is fantastic, and you get the Champions League and you get all those great nights. But I'm sorry, I still remember 94 and 96. You know, this book tonight, this is what we're talking about. This wouldn't be written without those two days. And I still think about it now.
That book looks like it will resonate with me. I started supporting Villa around the season we came 2nd, which I think was 92, 93. Is that right?
Yeah. For Graham
that was
Taylor,
my first proper supporting Villa. And not long after that, we won a couple of League Cups. So I thought that was the norm.
I agree. That's how I felt at the time. When we won the second one in 96, I thought, this is great. In fact, I think it was the first 3 times I went to Wembley, we won, because we went in 94 and we won the cup. Went in 96, won the cup. I went in 2000 for the semi-final against Bolton, we won. I thought, this is easy. Every time Villa come to Wembley, we win. But ever since then, we haven't done so well. So we are.
Was 2000 the FA Cup semi-final when we lost to Chelsea in the final?
Yes, Bolton in the semi-final when Dion Dublin came back, and after that,
we managed to get tickets to both of those. And was that the David James spinning?
Yes, he sort of dropped it.
Yeah.
Right, next.
I've got a question for you.
Go on. Yes. I've never thought of that. I'll take questions as well. Go on.
In terms of we want to win a trophy. In terms of the trophies, if we're forgetting the league, because Liverpool's name on that pretty much now, I reckon.
Yeah.
If we're talking Europa League, League Cup, FA Cup.
Yeah.
What's the order of importance?
For me personally. Or do I think Villa?
Or I don't know, or you put that out to anyone, really. I was having a little think about that before I rang him.
For me personally, anybody that's watched any of my content since I started doing content will know that the only cup I crave is the FA Cup. It's the only cup I've never seen us win. It's the only in my lifetime. And it's the cup I held first when I was a kid. I went to the NEC and they did a football fair. I've got a picture somewhere, me with a Villa Umbro. I think it was around this time, actually. Jacket and me and my brother queued up to hold the FA Cup. And from that moment of holding that cup, I'd love to win this, because in those days, the FA Cup was everything. We had a full day on telly. You know, they'd have the cameras on the coach going to the ground, and it was
that
special.
was a good sort of 4 or 5 hours pre-game.
Oh, it was 12 hours. All the breakfast telly. There was all the FA Cup, and it was the big thing. Now it's been diluted that much that it's such a shame that it is what it is. But yeah, for me, it would be FA Cup. If I could choose next season, which order, FA Cup number 1. I'd love to win a European trophy. So Europa League would be absolutely fantastic. But I think like you say, the League Cup, for what he did for Newcastle, you know, winning that first trophies could be such a real springboard to going on to doing other things. So yeah, that would be my.
I completely agree with that order, by the way, as well. That's what I can.
But we'll put that out as well as a
Europa
question.
League.
So Will's setting the questions for everyone as well. That's fine. We don't mind that. Anybody can throw anything out they want. Did you watch any of the Frankfurt friendly, Will?
I did, mate. Yeah, I stayed up for it.
How did you feel it went?
I don't read too much into the score. I was slightly concerned by our vulnerability playing out from the back, but again, you've got to look at why Unai getting us to do it. It's because we want a habit forming, I guess, and we're bound to look a little bit rusty. So I can kind of forgive that a little bit. One of my biggest takeaways were from a negative point of view, really. I thought Ramsey was absolutely non-existent, and he just, if we can get anywhere near a half decent price for him, we've got to, because he's just not giving enough.
It's a really emotive one, the Ramsey issue, isn't it? You know, I was pretty much told that the club would be happy to sell him if they could get, you know, they're not going to give him away, but if somebody, I think there was obviously 2 or 3, I think Newcastle, possibly Tottenham, Forest this summer have been linked with him. But I think if they get somewhere in and around the fee that they're happy with, then he's one of the players I think they were happy to sacrifice to maybe try and improve the squad in 2 or 3 different areas. So, yeah, look, he's got a high ceiling. The problem with Jacob Ramsey is he hasn't hit that high ceiling since 2 seasons ago. And I know he's had injuries problems and form issues, but yeah, it's a difficult one, because I think I'd still take the squad to stay as it is, if I'm honest. I'd keep everybody, but if there is 2 players out there they could go and get, the transfer team are thinking we could get him, but we've got to do this deal first, then I think for the greater good of the team and the squad and the club for the season, I think you're better off bringing 2 in and sacrificing 1. But, you know, it's a minefield, because you could sell Jacob Ramsey to somebody and you could have an absolute flyer of the season. Everybody's like, what the hell? You know, why did we let him go? It's difficult.
I suspect he probably hasn't got it in him, though. He's not like this young kid anymore, but we sort of have him, we still think of him as this kind of young up and coming prospect. And he's what is he, 23?
Yeah, I think he's older than that now, isn't he? I think he's not young, is he?
You kind of fall into this trap as a Villa fan of thinking he's one of our own and come up and which he is. But ultimately, at what point do you say, come on now, you know, start taking...
I'm just multitasking
take
now
a game by his neck.
trying to find out what the age is while I'm on air. How's that for a... Right.
The other thing that's really upsetting me at the moment about Villa, and it's not so much about Villa per se, but it's the link we've got to Calvert-Lewin.
He's 24. That's upsetting you?
Oh, massively. Why are we even considering it?
Right. This is where, we'll have a quick chat about this. I don't want to keep anybody on too long, and that's no offence to you, but I want to get other people on.
No, you're good.
Right. This is where I'm at with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. In an ideal world, I wouldn't sign him. If we had money to spend and we could go out and get a backup striker or even a first choice striker that could fight it out toe to toe with Ollie Watkins, and the best one would just play every week and the one that's scoring goals and do well, brilliant. I wouldn't even look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It wouldn't even be in my stratosphere. My point on him is, currently, we haven't got a backup striker. People say Marlon, and he can do a job. But we haven't, and I think he'll be better off the right. Anyway, I think he was excellent the other night. But my issue is we haven't got a recognised good backup striker to Ollie Watkins. Now, if he gets injured, let's say the transfer window shuts and the game after he's out for 5 months, who plays up top?
Yeah,
you got Redmond, and now this is all money based. It's not on whatever. But if we have no other choice, and I think that potentially could be the way, and we have to go and find somebody that can just do a job for us off the bench, or God forbid, play regularly, then there's worse options than a free transfer player that scored over 70 goals and nearly 300 games in the Premier League. And because he wouldn't be my top 20 choices if we had money to spend. But I think sometimes you have to be pragmatic.
But what you say, we haven't got money to spend. What makes us think we don't? I know we've got issues with salaries and keeping that down, but I thought we cleared.
Yeah, no, I think what I mean by that is the package that you have to put to a player, whatever that package is, wages and probably his wages more so now than fee. It has to be within this. We've got to get it down to 70%. Which is why I think, and just giving that massive deal to Boubacar Kamara probably tightens it even more now as well. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to balance the books and make sure that we keep. Which is why I don't think many people. So for me, the Cavalier thing, yes, in an ideal world, I wouldn't touch him. But if we've got no choice and there's a day left of the window and it's about to shut, nobody's took him, and he's prepared to do a deal where he's on much less money. And he's proved his fitness. I think you could do worse than say, okay, 12-month contract, see how you get on. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair play to you. You've soppened my stance on that slightly.
I'm good.
You've not completely convinced me.
Okay.
You've actually convinced me a bit.
Phone back next week and we'll try and convince you fully. Right.
Hopefully he's not flying.
I'm going to ask Dylan one thing. You know, if he wants to come on, he can. But if he wants to do
here.
it via you, he can. Hiya, Dylan. How are you?
Good.
Good. Right. Easy question for you. Who is your favourite Aston Villa goalkeeper of all time?
Well, Emi Martinez, because he's my best player for Villa.
Right.
Well, my favourite. And he's the best goalie.
That's it then. That's the answer. So we'll put you down for Emi Martinez, shall we? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So if Angie's listening, can we have a thumbs up, Ange, that Dylan wanted Emi Martinez? So we'll put a mark next to him. Now, are you going to put your dad on for the quiz, or do you want to do it?
I'm here. I'm here, mate.
You're both here. Okay. Two heads are better than one. Did you hear the first clue?
I did.
Right.
Yeah.
So the second clue. Now, don't forget, Dylan, you've got 10 seconds, so don't jump in. I have to accept your first answer. Okay. Right. So the second, if I can find my buttons. So the first clue was scored 3 goals for Villa. It's not going to help you very much, this second clue. I've got to be honest. He played for 7 clubs in his career.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm sorry, it's not much help, but it is only the second clue, and I can't be too.
7 clubs has thrown me. Only 3 goals.
Do you want to have a stab?
Gareth Southgate.
Let me find me buttons. Okay, can't find me buttons. Right, ready? No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All
Right,
good,
thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Have a good evening,
bud.
folks, and I'll speak
You
to you
too,
again
mate.
soon. Bye, Dylan.
Bye.
See you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Right, the phone is free. We've had Gareth Southgate. I better write these down, otherwise I'll forget. I don't think Luca had. Don't think Luca gave an answer, did he? Am I wrong? Somebody can. Right, we've got another caller. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello,
Hello. Who's this?
Justin, it's Carter.
Hello, Carter. How are you, mate?
I'm all right, are you?
Good, thank you. Good, thank you. Am I going to tell the listeners who you are, or are we going to just keep it a secret?
No, we can say.
Okay, Carter. Now, this is a good one for the chat, right? Carter is the boyfriend of my eldest daughter, right? And I have to say this, I know he's listening, but he's a nice lad. So far, we're getting on like a house on fire. But things can change very quickly, I'm telling you that. Things can change very quickly. He's also a semi-pro footballer and plays for Rushall Olympic. So if you want to get down to Rushall Olympic next season, you can come and watch Carter play left back for Rushall. He's like, I call him the non-league Roberto Carlos. Is that fair, Carter? No pressure?
I think, yeah, you're overhyping it a little bit there, but I'll take it.
You take all the free kicks, don't you? I want to see one of them banana free kicks in the top corner. Right, we're going to ask him a question because he's a professional, semi-professional footballer. So What do you think Villa can do next season based on the summer?
Well, this is brings on to my point actually of what I was going to ask, to be honest, because to say I've been to a few Villa games this year. Quite a few of the big ones, like the PSG one and the first Bayern one. I think Villa are a funny one, I think, because they seem to do well, but then, in my opinion, when it gets to like the bigger moments, they always seem to fall short, I think.
So you think
So-
do you think that's a mentality thing?
I'm not sure what it is, because, again, it's like a few of the examples, like the United game of the season. I know obviously there was a decision, but I don't think that that decision sort of made the game, if that made sense.
Yeah.
I think when I was at that PSG game, I know, again, there was miles behind, but I think the game was there for taking in the second half. I really do. And I was actually quite disappointed that they didn't go through that day. I thought they deserved it, to be honest.
No, I think I agree with you. I think that once we got back to that point where we was only one guy, I think that didn't oh god, his name's gone out of my head. Essentially, I missed a really good chance 1-on-1, which would have put us level, which would have been unbelievable from 5-1 down. So,
I remember the was it the Rashford chance? Was that before the goal or after?
Yeah, the Rashford.
Yeah, as well.
I mean, considering how good they were and how much they went on to win the competition so well, that we gave them a hell of a run for the money. So you do question then, if we are capable of those levels, then why do we throw games in like the Man United game and the Crystal Palace game at Wembley? I mean, you're obviously a semi-pro footballer. Do you, when you play in bigger games, do you feel more pressure? So when you go out on the pitch and you get in a semi-final, or it's a must-win game or a crunch game at the end of the season, do you think that affects your game?
I think that the only thing that would have affected it, I think it's the in-house pressure more than the outside pressure, I think. Because I feel Villa know where they are now. They know that they're a massive club and one of the better teams in the league. And I feel like that's where the pressure's coming from when I watch the games. I don't feel like it's coming from outside. I feel like it's all from within.
So
and you can see that.
So they're putting pressure on themselves to like, because they're at the top end.
Yeah, I feel like the games are a lot different when they're in those bigger games. I feel like they try and play a different way. And I don't know if that's obviously what they're being asked to do, or if they're just sort of going off. I feel like the way I like to describe it is that they're trying not to win, try not to lose the game rather than win it. When I watch those bigger games, especially that Palace game in the first half.
So almost take the pressure off and just be a bit more freer with how you play, and trust that you've got the better players and trust that you are the better side in games.
Yeah, that Palace one really stuck out to me. I thought they really were scared to lose the game, and so there wasn't a lot of risk taken.
Yeah,
I remember the ball getting in the box a lot, and is always very, very safe. And then,
do you feel like we miss like a game changer type of player? That we've got a lot, and this is why maybe he went for Rashford and Asensio in January, because he wanted that player who could spark something or do something out of the blue, rather than the players that, when we do possess good footballers, but those two definitely came in and added something different to the dynamic of the team.
yeah, definitely. Again, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because I say Rashford wasn't fit for that semi-final, was he?
No.
So again, maybe it might have been a big difference for that game, because that Sarr is very similar, I think, in the way he likes to play.
Yeah.
And then you see the difference that he had in that game. So.
And I think we missed Tyrone Mings in that game, which a lot of people have said that as well. Yeah,
definitely. I feel like he adds a lot more than what Pau does. I know how much you like him. And then
I do like Pau. I think as a footballer, he's absolutely phenomenal. You're a left-sided defender, so you'll appreciate how good he is on the ball. But I think in that game particularly, and games against real physical teams, I think that Tyrone is ideal for us, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, we're not going to keep you on much longer. Who would you say would be your choice of Villa's best ever goalkeeper in your time watching them?
In my time? Ooh. Well, I'll always have to go with the first one I watched, and again, I don't know why. I always had a soft spot for him, but I really used to like Brad Guzan. Really used to like him. I don't know why.
Guzan. Well, that was a
Really
shout I
used to
wasn't
like him.
expecting. Crikey, Carter.
I don't know. He was always the one
No,
I
it's-
first remember. When I
There's
first
no
started
wrong
watching Villa.
answers. There's no wrong answers, mate. That's fine. We'll take Brad
But he
Guzan.
always sticks in my head.
We'll just check that Ange's got your vote down. Brad Guzan. I think she has, yeah. Right, you're not going to have a go at the quiz, Carter, just in case you win, and I'll be classed as cheating by letting you win it, and that I've told you the answer, right? So, fortunately, you can't have a go at the quiz. Is that fair? Do you think?
Yeah,
I'll be brutally honest. He hasn't got a clue because I've done all this tonight. So the first person that comments in the comment section, we'll leave it up to the comments, shall we? The first person to comment, yes or no, should he have a go at the quiz? Somebody get in quick. This is all down to luck now, Carter. Will it be yes or no? Nobody's commenting. Yes or no? Should he have a go at the quiz? Yes, Julie Round. That's it then, mate. You're in. Right. You've got the third clue. Okay. So have you heard the other two?
I remember the first one was it only scored 3 goals.
Yes. Second one, you should have been listening to the whole thing, mate. Scored 3 goals. Second clue was played for 7 clubs. And
Okay.
your clue, and you've got 10 seconds, so don't rush in. He had 202 appearances for Villa. I need your answer.
He come in my head when you said 3 goals, and again I don't know how long he was there, but I'm gonna go.
If this is right, I'm going to get slaughtered on the chat.
I'm gonna go with Ron Vlaar.
Oh, it's a good answer, but unfortunately, it's not right.
Never mind.
All right, I've got one more button to press before you leave, and this is for you to go. Are you ready?
Well, stop making a tit of yourself and piss off.
Right, see you later.
No, see you later.
See you later. Right, okay. We've had 3 guesses now. Scored 3 goals for Villa, played for 7 clubs, and had 202 appearances. So we've got the line is now free. I can't call him. You can call him. Use WhatsApp. I think you can call him via WhatsApp. Try that. Unlucky Carter. You got people said unlucky. Right, who have we got next? Hello.
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 Hi, Justin. How you doing?
Who's this?
Alex.
Hi, Alex. How are you, mate?
I'm all right, thanks. I'm good.
Good man. Good man. Right. First question. Did you watch the friendly, Frankfurt?
Yes.
Right. Give me your thoughts. Who was the player that stood out for you?
So I would say who stood out for me. Ooh, that was a tough one because I don't think. I mean, Watkins, I thought looked sharp.
Yeah, agree.
To be honest, not many players really stood out. I thought Watkins looked sharp.
What do you
I
think
thought
of Marlon?
Marlon had,
Yeah.
well, 2 good assists, but
Yeah.
the rest of the time he just gave the ball away.
Right.
So, but 2 good assists, you can't take that away from him, really.
Yeah, he looked sharp though. He did look sharp, and he looks like he's going to be a threat.
Yeah, but I mean, when he was 1-on-1, he just lost the ball all the time, which reminded me a lot of Bailey.
Yeah. Well, I think yeah, obviously, you know, we've got to put a caveat in that it is the first pre-season game, but I think, you know,
exactly.
The good news is because we haven't seen a wholesale changes to the squad, that we have definitely got this, hopefully, this ability now of a real tight-knit group coming together and hopefully helping each other out and being, you know, this going away and training again in America will definitely help. Was there anyone that you thought just was totally off it and you thought, oh dear, this could be in trouble?
Oh, there was a few of those actually.
A few of them, crikey.
Yeah, well, I'd put Konsa and Mings in that bracket.
Yeah, I mean, Mings did make a mistake for the first goal, didn't he? Which is,
yeah, well, he made a couple of other mistakes as well. He
Yeah.
didn't look entirely comfortable at times when he was being pressed,
no, yeah, I
particularly when he was close to his goal.
I think my one big thing for next season is I just want to stop making mistakes. I know that's not going to happen because football is all about mistakes. I always remember, and this was a quote, Graham Taylor. I was lucky enough once to go and watch a training session when Graham Taylor was second time coming to Villa, and I was on the side of the pitch. I'll tell this story one day. I was very good friends with Alpi. I became really good friends with him. And one of the things
I liked Alpi.
Yeah, well, one
I
of the
was
things
quite annoyed the way things ended.
Yeah, well, I can tell you a few stories about Alpi and how that ended at Villa. But one of the things I was able to do via my friendship with Alpi is I went down. I was invited to the training ground to meet him after training one day and had lunch with him and Olaf Melberg. And now, when I went down, they were still training. That was amazing, honestly. But they were still training, so I stood on the side of the pitch and I watched the training session. And I was listening to Graham Taylor talking. It was fantastic because he'd do a 10-minute drill, 5-minute drill, and he'd stop everyone in the tracks and he'd say, right, okay, and he'd tell them a little bit of something. And one of the things he said was, and I think somebody made a mistake, and he said, the thing about football is you can track most, if not every single goal back to a mistake. He said, so if you're always hung up with mistakes, you'll never, ever improve. And I thought that was really, really good because it's true. At some point, somebody will give the ball away or do something, or something will happen, not track a player.
Yeah.
There's definitely somebody will do that. So,
I mean, from a player's perspective, definitely it's true. I mean, from a fan's perspective, it's somewhat different.
Well, it's frustrating, isn't it? And this is why you have to try and buy the better players because they make less mistakes.
Actually, I did say the person who stood out to me most was Bizot, the new keeper. I thought he looks very handy.
He does, mate. He does. He looks a real threat, a real presence. In the goal. And I think a lot of people have noted his distribution. It was fantastic, which is basically how he plays, isn't it?
I felt his distribution was more consistent than Martinez personally, because Martinez always kicks one or two kind of astray when he's playing the kind of balls over the top to the flanks.
No, definitely. I think he was obviously that brought in for that. One of the reasons why they've obviously tracked him and decided to bring him in. I mean, at his age as well, he's perfect, isn't he, too? And I think he's somebody that could even push. Given a run of games, he looks more than. I mean, he's basically been first choice his whole career. So it's an interesting signing, actually.
Yeah, I'm pleased with him. I think having to rely on Olsen every time Martinez went, and the huge drop off we saw both in terms of coming out of his goal and his distribution.
Yeah. And
then his just general kind of confidence and his communication didn't seem to be up there with Martinez, and he didn't command the goal, and he was good on stopping shots, but that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt sorry for Olsen because I think he was never going to be accepted at Villa. I think he made a couple of mistakes in a couple of his first games, and that was it. People had made up their mind about him. And I've always said, he played, I think it's 80-odd games for Sweden, and you don't play that amount of games for your international team if you're not a good goalkeeper. But he had two issues for me. One was he generally always came in against really tough opposition. I think Chelsea away, Man City away. There was twice I think he had to play at Man City away. And I think he wasn't, he came in pre Emery, didn't he? I think, if I'm on memory.
Yeah, he was one of Steven Gerrard's signings.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have been, he would have been brought in to play a totally different style of football. And I don't think passing out from the back and playing out from the back was his cup of tea, particularly. But so he basically got this reputation of being terrible. But I'll stand by.
But I never thought he was terrible. I always thought he was a good stopper, but that was kind of all there was to his game. I kind of thought.
But ultimately that's what you're paying your goalkeeper for, isn't it? Keeping the ball out the net. But I know it's evolved.
Well, that's how it was about 10, 15 years ago. But now with playing out from the back, they have to be able to do more, particularly as we like to play a high line as well. So
so he has to play as almost like a sweeper, doesn't he, as well? So it's just which is why Bizot has obviously been brought in. So we'll move on.
And which is why it's so hard to replace Martinez if we were to sell him.
God, let's not even think about that yet. So not predictions, but where would you hope to finish next season based on the summer we've had?
Oh, so I would hope
Be
for us to
happy with-
finish. So I'll be happy with a Europa Cup win.
Oof. I think we'd all be happy with that. Okay, no.
Well, I mean, in the Premier League, I mean, you'd have to be satisfied with top 6.
Yes.
I wouldn't be satisfied with anything outside top 6 because
Really?
no, I wouldn't be, because we're trying to progress and move forward. So if we go from 4th to 5th and then down to 6th without winning anything, it wouldn't be progress.
I don't disagree, because if you look at the last 2 seasons, if you said 4th, 5th, then 6th, and 7th, then people will say, okay, Villa are regressing. But based on everything we've had to deal with this summer, and based on like the money Liverpool, Arsenal are spending, Chelsea have spent, Spurs are spending, do you not think that if we can stay in and around 6th or 7th, then it is a sort of small win for us?
So I think. So firstly, I think we're good enough to finish in the top 6 next season. That's one of the reasons why
Do you mean
as
6th
things stand, I think
above 6th?
I mean 6th and above.
Really? You think we could break into the top 4 again?
You never know. I wouldn't say now, but I think we're like 5th or 6th place team quality now. I would say.
So who would you have above us currently?
So pretty much everyone you said except Spurs. So it would be Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal,
Newcastle.
So Newcastle currently, yes, I would put them slightly above us, but if they lose Isak, then I wouldn't put them above us. I'd put them below us.
No, I think that's fair.
Tottenham, I think, are definitely going to be better, along with Man United, but I don't think either of them have kind of addressed their real problems properly.
I don't think United have, because they've kept the manager, and I think that's going to backfire on them massively. But Spurs have obviously recruited not just a manager, but they've changed. They'll change everything about the way they play as well. Won't they?
I feel Man U, for me, don't have a world-class player in central defence or central midfield, and when you don't have that, you don't have a real top-class operators in any of those 3 key areas, or goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The spine of the team is lacking, and I don't see them being able to get into the top 6 this season.
Yeah,
and then when you take into account the manager, then
I don't disagree. I think Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, City are probably head and shoulders at the moment with the spend and the squads they have.
Yeah, but I think after that, everything's kind of open.
Yeah, and I think the interesting factor is not only have those clubs really improved, but the clubs around us for last season have really been absolutely ransacked. Bournemouth, Brighton, Brentford, Forest lost a couple as well. So, United and Spurs have got to play catch up. Newcastle losing Isak could drop them down a bit. So there might be the top 4 will just go away from everyone, and then it's like a group of maybe 7 teams that are battling out for that 5th to 10th position, maybe.
Yeah, which I think is the most likely scenario. But I think that top 4 will be incredibly strong next season.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Right, you having a go at the quiz, Alex?
Yeah, I'll have a go.
Right, so we've had 3 clues already. Do you want me to recap the clues?
I'm okay. I can remember the clues.
So 3 goals, 7 clubs, 202 appearances. This is your clue. You got 10 seconds. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
He is a defender. Sorry, did you hear that? A defender.
He's a defender, yeah. All right, so I'm going to go with my.
Go.
Is it Alan Wright?
Oh, it's not Alan Wright.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a good guess, though. It's good.
Because I know he'd only. I thought the goals one kind of leaned me towards him when you said defender.
No, it's a good guess. It's a good guess, but it's not right. So we're going to have to cut you off, Alex. But thank you very much for your phone in.
Thank
Please
you too.
call again, mate.
Will do.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Okay, so Ange, are you there, Ange? Can we have an update on where we are with the goalkeepers votes? And don't forget, folks, if the votes, I'll just put this caller through, then we'll just speak a little bit. Hold on a sec. I've got to just connect. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Justin. It's Lewis.
Hiya, Lewis. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you, boss?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Can you just bear with me 1 second, Lewis? While I just do a couple of things on the pod. I'll literally be 2 seconds. Okay, I'm just going to talk to everyone on the chat. Are you okay for 1 minute? Yeah.
Sure.
Good lad. Right, hold on a sec. Right, I'm just going to mute Lewis for a sec. So, Ange, how have we got? No answers on the group chat. Yes, please don't forget that. How are we doing on the goalkeepers? Have we got a list of where we are at? Who's got the most votes? Who's in charge? And don't forget, if you haven't already, drop your voting for Villa's greatest goalkeeper. Martin is winning by a country mile for chat responders and callers. So it looks like, barring a miracle, Amy Martinez is going to romp away with it. So, yes, if anybody else wants to throw any other names in, please do. Right. Sorry, Lewis. I just wanted to get that out before we cracked on. How are you? You okay?
Not too bad. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. I'm enjoying it. So, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with your expectations for next season, your hopes, or would you start? Did you watch the Frankfurt game?
I didn't, but I listened to Luke's live stream.
Oh, okay. So you got a good idea of where we're at. Anything that stood out for you?
Defensive frailties still.
Giving the ball away, mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have definitely stepped up in quality in this preseason. We are playing some very, very good sides, but that's no excuse. And I think that I do see this team's formation and style evolving a little bit. I do have a strong, and I talk to Luke and Ryan and Hannah a lot, and we do think this 5-3-2 could be starting to be maybe his preferred choice. Would you like to see that change?
I like the way things are set up at the moment.
Yeah.
Because if you've got 5 at the back, then you've got to think about what your wing backs are doing.
Yeah.
And I've seen us with a high line just get busted on the break. And I think it's going to leave us short.
Even with 3 centre halves and 2 holding?
Because they're not quick enough.
Who, the fullbacks or the defenders?
Oh, sorry, yeah, the defenders.
I mean, I think Constance is a very good defensive, covering player. He's quite quick. Mings is obviously very good in the end. As a 3, I don't think it's a bad 3, to be honest. I know the club really rate Oscan, so it'd be interesting to see how he develops. And if they do get this other lad in, then we would have pretty well stacked at the back for them. But yeah, I mean, the key is that shield in the front, isn't it? You know, Kamara, Tielemans. I think Anana's going to come into his own this season as well. And I think we could maybe even see Anana and Tielemans becoming the first choice double pivot. For that reason, what you're saying is more defensive minded. Is that something you'd like to see?
I suppose, yes, I would actually. But I suppose it just depends on how quickly we can transition into an attack.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
But then if you do play the 3 central defenders, then you have got the wing backs that basically supplement your wide players, don't they? And you haven't got you're not relying so much on those. When we played the 3 in behind Ollie, your 2 sort of flank players are doing a lot of work there, aren't they? So if you are condensing that with 2 wing backs, then those players can maybe tuck in a little bit more, and then you're creating a 4 in behind Ollie then, aren't you?
Yeah, and it also sounds like we'd be sacking off wingers then as well.
Well, yeah, but apart from Bailey, who, all right, he's classed as a winger, we're not really stacked with that. So this might also point towards this sort of changing style and formation. I don't think it'll be every week. I think he's just going to evolve a plan B.
Do you think this is because, obviously, with our restraints, we're working now with what we've got?
1,000,000%. I just think he's the worst thing in football is when you don't change anything, you get found out. You know, a lot of teams who have really good seasons. I think Forest will find this next season. They had a very, very difficult, interesting way of playing. So they'd literally get hammered with possession, 60, 70, 80% possession against them, but they would rely on quick wingers and then scoring goals, and they took their chances really well. But now they've lost Elanga, who was one of the main reasons why they did that. And, you know, all right, Gibbs White is committed, but people find you out very quickly. And if you haven't got a manager that can evolve a team that can change the way you play a little bit, then you're in trouble, honestly. So I think this is basically definitely feeding in to this style change / formation change.
If anyone's going to make it work, it's Unai.
He's a genius, isn't he? You know,
yeah,
we are blessed, and I think he's our ace in the pack in all this. You know, we are seemingly not able to go out and spend big. Then the manager becomes even more important, doesn't he? I think, and that's why I think he's a bit of a genius for us. Right, I'm just a bit conscious of time now. I'm nearly an hour. Do you want to have a go at the quiz, Lewis?
So 3 goals, 202 appearances, 7 clubs.
A defender.
Mark Delaney.
You get another quiz. You get another clue before you give your answer.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
I mean, I should be technically and say that's your clue, that's your answer, but we'll let you off on that because, right, scored 3 goals, played 7 clubs, 202 appearances. He was a defender. Now, this could give it away. So we're in clue number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is clue number 5 of 8. So this could give it away, folks. So are you ready? He scored. You got 10 seconds to think about it as well, Lewis. So don't jump in, okay? Is he still there?
Still here.
Right. I thought you dropped out then. That was being good timing. Ready? Scored.
Yep.
An iconic goal with iconic commentary.
Gary Cahill.
Right. What's your answer?
Gary Cahill.
Your answer is Gary Cahill. No, it's not right. Oh, I thought someone had got it on that one. Right. No.
I was thinking of the overhead against the Blues.
No clues in the chat, please. We're not doing clues in the chat. Let's just keep it solely to people that phone in. Thanks for phoning in, Lewis. Really appreciate it. Please call in again, especially as we're going through the season, because we'll have a lot to talk about. I feel like.
Top stuff.
Thanks, mate. Have a
Thanks,
lovely
Justin.
evening. Up the Villa, buddy.
And you, UTV.
Up the Villa. Right, we've got another caller coming in. Right, let's see who we got here. Hello.
Hello, it's Black Country Villain.
Hey, how are you, my friend?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. Yes, good to hear from you. How are you feeling? You okay?
Yeah, I'm getting there now. I'm getting there now.
Good man. I'm so pleased you phoned in again. Right. Did you watch the pre-season friendly first?
Didn't watch it. It was kind of like, when it was on one of the podcasts,
yes.
And a lot of it seemed to be better. The second goalie, or could be first goalkeeper, seemed to do quite well.
Yes.
And I think it's the fact that we had all of our players back really was a big thing.
Yeah, we haven't got many. Although I did read yesterday that Ross Barkley's and Garcia have been left at home because they're both carrying injuries. What a shame. It's a shame for Ross Barkley because I watched him in those 2 games at Warsaw and he was excellent. He was absolutely excellent. So I think, he's a player that could be important to us next season.
I think it could be. And if you could have a good run of games,
yeah.
Like when he first came to us, that was great. That was
fantastic. So what are your hopes for next season? Where do you think, based on where we are, what position would you be happy with us finishing in?
Happy, I'd say sixth position. And hopefully a cup win, ideally the FA Cup or the Europa.
No, yeah, I mean, everybody wants silverware, don't they? I think that's a give me, really. We all want to win something. But it seems to be, and this is why I wanted to ask this question tonight, it seems to be people are still thinking we can be in and around 6th place, which is good. It's positive. So would you say 6th because we've retained everybody from last season? Is that what's giving you that confidence, and the fact that a lot of the clubs around us have lost a lot of players?
Yes, I think it's that, Justin, but also I think we trust Emery, and I still think there'll still be some business to do, and if we could move on one or two of the players who, not just the wages, that they're never really going to play for us, are they? And that will help with the PSR and SCR.
Yeah,
but I think the squad, is good. We just need to replace, obviously, the loan players that we need some replacements coming in for those, and I think we'll be good. I really do think we'll be good.
I agree. So, goalkeeper wise, who would you put as your best goalkeeper?
I'm saying Emmy, but like I kind of started at the time of like Jimmy Rimmer and Nigel Spink, so it's kind of tight between those. But Emmy on what he's done for us.
That's interesting.
I know we haven't won anything, but
No, I agree, but I think that's an interesting point, because you go back to that day, the days of Jimmy Rimmer and Spinky, and to think that he's now in a lot of people's opinions, you know, of that quality, to say he's our best keeper, it just shows how good he's been, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's been so good. And I mean, I know when people are saying it wasn't as good last season, but I mean, statistics, it was still good. And so some issues with some of the defence as well. So it's still one of the world's best goalkeepers, and I don't understand why. People, 40 million. I don't want him to go, but I think he's worth a lot worth more than 40 million.
Well, I think he's worth more than 40 million to us, isn't it? I think that's the point, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's it. If it was down to me, it'd be like 60.
I agree. Right, you can have a go at the quiz.
Yes, I will have a go.
Don't give your answer yet, because you're getting another clue. Okay. So the clue so far: scored 3 goals for Villa, played for 7 clubs, 202 appearances. Is a defender. He scored. I thought they'd get it on this one. Scored a goal with iconic commentary. And this is your clue. And wait, you got 10 seconds to think about it, okay?
Okay.
He was, when he played, a Scottish international.
Okay. It's the Scottish Cafu, Alan Hutton.
Sorry, I missed that then.
Oh, the Scottish Cafu, Alan Hutton. Alan Hutton, sorry.
Yes! Black Country Villain, you have won the quiz. And this book will be winging its way to you, my friend. I am so pleased you have won this. I am absolutely delighted. And just as a extra bonus, I have actually got that commentary.
The whole team rises to the man they call the Scottish Cafu, and that's exactly why.
Absolutely fantastic, mate.
Oh.
Drop me an email on justintalksvilla@yahoo.com with your address, and I'll get that posted out to you in the week, mate.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully I'll be seeing you at the Roma game.
Yes, definitely, mate. I'll try and come and find you. The other 2 clues I had were he played for Rangers and Spurs before Villa, and he's nicknamed after a Brazilian legend. But you got it. Well done, mate. Great call, and I'll speak to you again soon, mate.
Thank you. Up the Villa. God bless everyone.
Thanks, mate. genuinely, I am so happy that he's won that book. I am so happy he's won that book. Really, really, really chuffed for him. So, yes, the quiz has been won by the Black Country Villain. Right, we'll do 2 more calls because we're over an hour in now. So, right, one thing I wanted to say is somebody's having trouble. So, I'm going to have to look into this. Apologies, I didn't know this was an issue. The call-in number needs to be registered with WhatsApp for me to go to call in WhatsApp, mate. Okay, right. I'm currently using my phone, but with a different SIM in it. So I'm trying to get a different phone, which will be just the call-in phone from now on. So then I will register the number then with WhatsApp on that phone, if that makes sense. So hopefully, Craig, I'm going to hopefully try for next week to get that done for you, because I know that people are trying to phone in from abroad and they can't do it. So I will do my best to get that done. Apologies that you can't get through, my friend. I didn't know that was an issue. So, yeah, I've got time for a couple more callers if you want to phone in. Ange, how are we doing? Is it looking like a landslide victory now for Emi Martinez? I think it probably is. Are we happy to call it now, Ange? My PA, admin PA / whatever you want to call yourself. I think she fell asleep. She'll come up back in a minute. Okay, folks, if nobody else wants to call in, the line is free. The number is on screen now, 07541 986 521. Well, we've got another caller. Let's have a look. Oh, we did have. It's gone off. Right, do you want to call back whoever? Oh, there we go. Hello. No, ended. Is that somebody trying to phone in from John Steele? It was ringing, John. I tried to answer it, if that's yourself. Sorry, Ange, I was only joking. Busy taking notes. Sorry, Gov. I'm in the doghouse now. Sorry. Right, anybody else want to call in, or shall we call it? Oh, no, we're going to try again. Come on, third time lucky. I just need to do that. Hello.
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 Hi.
Who's this?
This is going to sound strange, but we met a while ago at a pub, and I still have your number.
What?
My name's Kate.
Right, this is.
What's yours again?
It's a random call, isn't it? Right. Didn't expect that to happen. No idea who that was. So this is something I've learned from this one: is don't answer no caller IDs. That's the best thing to do. Oh my days! I mean, that is classic. What's that about? Absolutely unbelievable. So 3 no caller IDs, and it turned out to be a psycho. Okay. Anybody else want to call in? No, I think we're done. Now who's in the doghouse? Unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? This is just... Oh, do you know when you think nothing else can go wrong and then you get a weird caller? But I suppose that was always going to happen. That was always going to happen. No caller ID again. Somebody, I always thought this could happen, that somebody could be on the wind up. So, unfortunately, from now on, I will not be answering no caller IDs. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, this is always the issue, isn't it? It's always the problem. There's always some plonker trying to wind people up. Okay, we'll call it there. I think that's a really good time to knock it on the head. Thanks, everybody, for calling in tonight and joining in. Oh, hold on. We've got a proper caller here because we've got a number. That's a bonus. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this? Hello.
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 Hello, Stuart from Great Bar.
All right, Stuart, how are you?
All right, mate.
I'm good. Thank God you've called in. You've got me out of a deep hole there, mate.
Well, it happens, doesn't it, mate?
Obviously, that is unbelievable. I know. Someone just said I've gone red. Unbelievable. I thought that we could get some really weird calls, but obviously, don't answer a call with a withheld number is the takeaway from this evening's show. Right, how are you? You good?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to the season.
Yes. So, what are your sort of expectations, hopes for the season? Where would you be happy with? Let's say that. Okay? Here's a question for you. Sorry, Stuart. What's the lowest position in the league that you would take and be happy with?
As long as we got European football again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we could win the Europa League.
Yeah, I agree.
And also probably have a run in the FA Cup.
Yeah, hopefully further than the semis.
Yes, definitely.
So you hope that. So what you're saying, Europe? So what you're saying is sixth again. So you're in and amongst where everybody is.
Yes, I'd like to think with a couple of boys we could push fifth, maybe fourth. But we need backup for Ollie.
No, I agree. We definitely need a striker or somebody to fill that gap. It's a big ask going into the season with only one sort of first choice striker, isn't it?
Yeah, well, if he gets injured, who's our backup going to be? Kelvin Loon would be a good shout, but he's injury prone.
He is. There's no doubt about it. His injury record has been pretty poor over the last 3 or 4 seasons. But if you got him fit and he was just a player to come off the bench as an impact player, he's a threat in the air, isn't he?
Yeah, I do agree with that. The one thing I would like to say is I just wish they would come out and say players aren't for sale. Because every day you hear Man U wants to buy him, Man United wants to buy him, Chelsea want to buy Rodgers. I just want them to come out and say, definitely, we're not selling.
I think it's very difficult for clubs to do that, isn't it? Because, we're not privy to all the conversations that go on behind the scenes, are we? So I think it's very difficult for a club. They sort of did that with Ollie, didn't they? When they said, I think they leaked that to the press to say that he's not for sale, with hands-off warning. But it's very difficult for clubs to come out and say they're not for sale, because if someone let's say they came out tomorrow and said, Ollie Watkins is not for sale at any price, and then Man United stuck £80 million because they were panicking, they needed a striker. Villa couldn't turn down 80 million, and then Villa would be hammered to say, well, you told us he wasn't for sale. So I think it's very difficult, isn't it? But they're in no-win situations, clubs. They're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. I just think we need... I almost feel like we need to maybe ship one out so we can maybe bring a couple in.
Well, I think we need to get rid of the dead wood before we get rid of the good wood, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to say that because people don't want to buy dead wood.
No, but you can't shift them because they're on the big wages, aren't you? Dendoncker and Buendia. I'm not saying Buendia's dead wood because he started the other night, but the likes of Dendoncker on 100k a week, he's not gonna walk away, and give that up. I know they're on ridiculous money and they don't need the money particularly like we would, but who's going to give him anywhere near that? So he's going to sit tight on his way. He's got 1 year left, hasn't he?
So, the thing is, if we want to go up to the next level, we've got to get sorted on PSR.
And that's what I think they're doing this summer, Stuart, to be honest. I think this is what this summer's all about. And I think if we can hang in there in the top 7 next season and have hopefully maybe win something, then I think next summer, hopefully, we could release the purse strings a bit more and have a real go again.
Yeah. Would you take Garnacho?
Yes. 100%.
And what about Harvey Elliott?
Yeah, I think I probably would. I think given where we currently sit, I think Elliott, he's a lovely footballer. I think he scores goals, he creates things, he's busy. He's the type of player that fans like to see. And Garnacho is something we're really missing, pace and trickery, and someone that can do something special, which is why we brought in Asensio and Rashford. And it effectively, those two would fill those two gaps, wouldn't they? Because Elliott can play in the 10 role or out wide, and Garnacho's obviously a winger as well that can cut inside. You know, I think they'd add squad depth, wouldn't they, to what we haven't got?
Yeah. And the other thing is, do you think moving Rodgers last season affected us going through the season, i.e. you move him out to the right and not playing him as a 10 beyond Watkins?
100%.
So I think they had a good link up there.
100%, mate. I think it was. I'm not going to say it was a mistake because I'm not going to call Unai Emery, you know, wrong. But I think I would build the team around Morgan Rodgers now. I'd say you're our number 10 and you're going to just run the show for us. And I think he sort of brought Asensio in and he had to play him. And then when Rashford particularly was playing off the left and him and Asensio are linking up so well, scoring all them goals, that I think that sort of pushed him into having to put Rodgers out on the right. And then Asensio's form dropped off and he carried on with him, trying to persevere with him. But yeah, for me, Rodgers is our best player, and I think we've got to build the team around him.
Do you think we need to change the captain as well?
No.
For me, we need a leader.
No.
And I think Mings is a leader.
No, for me, no. I think you don't have to wear the captain's armband to be a captain. Mings will talk all day long. Martinez will talk all day long. And I think, you know, McGinn perfect for me. I think the way he got the captaincy was wrong. The way he stripped it of Tyrone, I think that was poorly done by Gerrard. And I think it affected McGinn for a while. I think he didn't like the fact his mate was still in the squad and he'd got his job, if you like. But I think he's grown into the role, and I think he's a fantastic club captain. I do really. I think he's wonderful.
Yeah. The other thing is, would you take Jack back? Or is he in the same boat as a Harvey Elliott or Garnacho?
$64 million question. If you give me the Jack Grealish we sold, I would go and pick him up right now. But the current Jack Grealish, I would worry that.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd have a point to prove. If he does leave City, wherever he goes, he'll have a point to prove. So that'll be another one. You know, again, he could go somewhere and be absolutely brilliant, and people would say, "Why didn't we get him back?" Or he could go somewhere and just do nothing, and then people are like, "Thank God we missed that one." It's a difficult one. As I say, if we had the Jack back that left, I mean, I love Jack Grealish. I don't know if I can get this on the screen here, but you will see there my Jack Grealish signed shirt from the playoff final. I love the guy, but we'll just need. I wonder whether it's just, you know, don't come back. Do you know what I mean? Second time.
Yeah, don't return to the club you've been to before.
Yeah.
And I think the goalkeeper's a step up from what we had last year as well that we've signed.
Yeah, Bizarre looks a very good player. Yeah, and he adds a lot of depth to our goalkeepers. Yeah. Right, Stuart, I'm going to call it now because we've been going for an hour and 20.
That's fine.
But I appreciate your call, mate. Please phone in again.
No.
I do appreciate it.
No problems. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa, mate. Up the bloody Villa. Right, that's it then. We'll knock it on the head now. I appreciate everybody's call apart from one. I think we all know who that is. Don't use caller ID. There you go. That's your quote for the evening. Never answer a caller ID phone. So thanks, everybody. Oh, we're back. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the phone calls, the comments online, social media interactions. Brilliant. And have we got the answer to, I think we know the answer, don't we? But who is our first entry into Aston Villa's Justin Talks Villa number 11. So what have we got, Ange? I think I'm going to write it down before you say. As voted for by everybody, Emi Martinez is now officially our number 1. Next week, we will be moving on to a more difficult debate. And to be honest, the next 2 will be really interesting. Villa's best right back and left back. Right. And thank you very much for your efforts tonight, Ange. And now you have to realise that you're going to have to be here every single week. Otherwise, I can't do it. So thank you very much for doing that for me again. If you don't, then someone else will have to do it. So we'll have to find somebody else. But hopefully you'll be here every week. Congratulations to Black Country Villain. Hopefully you get your email over to me and I can get that out to you next week. And we'll see you all again next Monday. Appreciate your time. Please tap the like button on this. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I really enjoy doing it. And when the season kicks off and the games start coming, it should be very, very interesting when we start talking about the season. Thanks very much. Appreciate it, Sean. Thanks, Ange. Very, very good. Thanks, James. Right. Okay. I'm definitely going now. Thanks, everyone. And we'll leave you on this.